Hello, welcome to NSA Maths. So today we are going to start next topic of our unit number 5, that is partial differential equation. So the next topic is the non-linear partial differential equation of first order. In the previous lectures or in previous videos we already learned the solution of linear partial differential equation of first order by using the method of grouping and method of multipliers. Now we are going to solve the non-linear partial differential equation of first order. So first of all, see what is non-linear partial differential equation. So an equation of the type f of x, y, z, p, q equals to 0. That means a function which is in terms of x, y, z, p and q is equals to 0, where value of p is nothing but dabba z by dabba x, value of q is dabba z by dabba y, is called non-linear partial differential equation if f is not linear in p and q. That means whatever the equation is there, in this equation the degree of p or degree of q or both is more than 1. That means degrees of p, degrees of q or degrees of both are more than 1, or there is a term of multiplication of p and q. So for example, what is non-linear differential equation? See here, p square plus q square equals to z. Here the degree of p is 2, degree of q is also 2, it is more than 1, so it is non-linear partial differential equation. Another example, x plus pq equals to yz. So here there is a multiplication of p and q. Value of p is dabba z by dabba x, value of q is dabba z by dabba y. That's why the term of z is multiplied to each other. So the dependent variable having power more than 1. That's why also this differential equation is a non-linear differential equation. Now to solve this non-linear differential equation, we have a method. The name of the method is Charpit's method. Okay, so let us discuss what is Charpit method. So let the function f of x, y, z, p, q equals to 0, it is given. Call it as equation number 1. That is first order non-linear differential equation. Then its subsidiary equations are given by dx upon dabba f by dabba p equals to dy upon dabba f by dabba q equals to dz upon p dabba f by dabba p plus q dabba f by dabba q. See the denominator here, denominator is nothing but p into dabba f by dabba p plus q into dabba f by dabba q. This is denominator. Is equals to dp upon minus sign and multiply inside the bracket dabba f by dabba x plus p into dabba f by dabba z is equals to dq upon minus sign inside the bracket dabba f by dabba y plus q into dabba f by dabba z. Once again, see this equation is very important for the Charpit method. So you have to remember this equation. So dx is upon dabba f by dabba p is equals to dy upon dabba f by dabba q is equals to dz upon p into dabba f by dabba p plus q into dabba f by dabba q is equals to dp upon minus sign inside the bracket dabba f by dabba x plus p into dabba f by dabba z is equals to dq upon minus side inside the bracket dabba f by dabba y plus q into dabba f by dabba z. So this is our equation for Charpit's method. Now what are the steps to solve the first order non-linear differential equation by using Charpit method? So step number 1. So by using this equation, we have to find one relation in terms of p and q. Okay, by using this equation and by considering any group, see there are 5 terms are there. So we form different types of groups. So by using any one group, just find the relation in terms of p or in terms of q or in terms of p and q. Okay. After that, second step is using our equation number 1. Whatever the equation is given in terms of x, y, z and p, q, put the value of p, whatever the value we calculate in step number 1. Suppose we calculate the value of p in step number 1. So put that value of p in equation number 1 and find the value of q. If you find the value of q in equation number this step 1, then put the value of q in equation number 1 and find the value of p. So after step number 2, we will get the values of p and q in terms of x, y, z. Now after getting the values of p and q in terms of x, y, z, just solve the equation dz equals to p dx plus q dy. Here put the value of p, whatever we calculate value of p and q in terms of x, y, z, put here and just integrate this differential equation. Then after integrating, we will get the complete solution for this first order nonlinear differential equation. This is the procedure. Once again, see the procedure. By using these equations, by considering any group, we have to find the relation in terms of p or in terms of q or in terms of p and q. Now by using that relation, put this value in equation number 1 and find both the values of p and q in terms of x, y and z, and put these values of x, y and z in dz equals to p dx plus q dy. Put here value of p, value of q and integrate this, so we will get the complete solution. Now the first example on the first order nonlinear differential equation. The question is, find the complete integral of the equation p square plus qy equals to z. That means you have to find the solution of this differential equation. See this differential equation, it is nonlinear because power of p is 2. Then let f of x, y, z, p, q is equals to, we can write this as a p square plus qy minus z equals to 0. That means take all terms in the left hand side. So we will get p square plus qy minus z equals to 0. That is f of x, y, z, p, q. That is equation number 1. Now by using this equation, find the value of all partial derivative. That means you have to find dA by f by dA by x. What is the value of dA by f by dA by p? First we find dA by f by dA by p. So it is equals to 2p. Then dA by f by dA by q, it is y. dA by f by dA by x, it is 0 because the terms of x is absent. dA by f by dA by y, it is q, and dA by f by dA by z, it is minus 1. Now using the subsidiary equation, what is subsidiary equation? dx upon dA by f by dA by p equals to dy upon dA by f by dA by q equals to dz upon p into dA by f by dA by p plus q into dA by f by dA by q is equals to dp upon minus sign in bracket dA by f by dA by x plus p into dA by f by dA by z is equals to dq upon minus sign in the bracket dA by f by dA by y plus q into dA by f by dA by z. So this is our subsidiary equation. Put the values of dA by f by dA by p, dA by f by dA by q, dA by f by dA by x, dA by f by dA by y and dA by f by dA by z. That means all these 6 partial derivatives. So we will get dx upon dA by f by dA by p, it is 2p. dy upon dA by f by dA by q, it is y. dz upon p into dA by f by dA by p, that means we have to multiply this term by p. So you will get 2p square plus q into dA by f by dA by q. So q into y is equals to dp upon minus sign in the bracket dA by f by dA by x is 0 plus p into dA by f by dA by z is minus 1. So p into minus 1, it is minus p, minus of p. This is equals to dq upon minus sign dA by f by dA by y, it is q, plus q into dA by f by dA by z, so q into minus 1. Now more simplify this, therefore we will get dx upon 2p equals to dy upon y equals to dz upon 2p square plus qy is equals to dp upon see here 0 plus minus p, will inside the bracket you will get minus p, and one more minus sign outside, so you will get plus p. E is equals to dq upon, see inside bracket q, and this q into minus 1 minus q, q minus q, it becomes 0. Now we have to consider, or we have to find one relation in terms of p or in terms of q or in terms of p and q by using this statement. Okay, so after that, see the simplest relation, see here there is a term of dq upon 0, so consider dq upon 0. Okay, so from this we can write value of dq is equals to 0. See, dq upon 0, denominator is 0, and if denominator is 0, this numerator also must be 0. Okay, so that's why we taken here dq is equals to 0. Now just integrating this, or dq is equals to 0, this implies value of q is equals to some constant c1. So we will get the value of q, that is our first step. First step is completed, we will get value of q. Now from equation number 1, whatever the equation number 1, see here equation number 1, put the value of q in equation number 1 and find the value of p. So put in 1. What is equation number 1? P square plus qy minus z equals to 0. So value of q is c1, so p square plus c1y minus z equals to 0. That means p square is equals to z minus c1y. So this implies value of p is equals to under root of z minus c1y. So we will get the value of p in terms of xyz, and value of q is also in terms of xyz. It is only c1, xyz is absent. So after getting value of p and q, it is our step number 2. Now consider the equation in step number 3. Consider the equation dz equals to p dx plus q dy. Put the value of p and q. P is under root of z minus c1 y into dx, and q is c1 dy. Dz equals to. Now we have to solve this and find a solution. So how to solve this? See, in the left hand side there is a term of dz. In the right hand side, first term contains dx, also it contains y, it contains z, and here the term of z, y. We have to make it in the variable separable form so that we can take a integration. So how to make it variable separable form? See here the term of dx, multiply that root of z minus c1y. That means whatever the term multiplied to dx, it is in terms of y and z. Okay, so we try to take this term of y left hand side, so we will get here the term of y and z. So see what happens. Dz, this term comes in the left hand side, minus c1 dy is equals to under root of z minus c1y into dx. Now let's check. In the left hand side there is a term of y and z, and in the right hand side under root of y and z. So this term we can transfer here, so that in the left hand side you will get the terms of y and z only, and in the right hand side you will get the terms of x only. So you will get dz upon dz minus c1 dy upon under root of z minus c1y is equals to dx. Now see, in the left hand side the terms of y and z are there, that means y and z are separate, and in the right hand side terms of x. Now we are going to try to integrate this. So on integrating we will get integration of dz minus c1 dy upon under root of z minus c1y is equals to integration of dx plus some integrating constant c2. Now to find the integration of left hand side, we have to use the formula. If you see the left hand side integration, whatever the term in the under root, if you try to take a derivative of that term from the under root, derivative of z, it is dz. Minus sign is there, c1 as it is, and derivative of y is dy. That means this term is in the form of integration f dash upon f, and not f dash upon x, it is f dash upon under root f. because whatever the term inside the under root, its derivative is present in numerator. So whatever the term here, it is integration of f dash upon under root, and its formula for integration, it is 2 times under root of f. Its formula, that is integration of f dash is present in numerator and in denominator root of f. Its formula of integration is 2 times root of f. So using this formula, therefore we will get 2 times root of z minus c1y is equals to integration of dx is x plus c2. So this is our final answer, and if you check our final answer, this final answer contains 2 arbitrary constants c1 and c2. That's why it is a complete solution of our first order non-linear partial differential equation. So remaining examples we will see in the next video. Thank you.